welcome to the Demo Dive, where I live stream myself digging through Steam's demo tag to sort the trash from the treasure. I'm CB, and I wound up doing 3 hours of overtime tonight. And while I did make a dent, it's kind of like trying to empty the Atlantic Ocean with a teaspoon. But I did plan for that kind of eventuality somewhat. I picked a visual novel for tonight's demo dive for a reason, and that reason was possibly going to be too tired and sore for much else. I am prescient, apparently. Today's demo, well, as interested as I am in it, I have a couple of misgivings about it as well. Not so much about the game itself, mind you, more about the sales model. Killer Chat Expanded Edition is a visual novel by rosesrot, and it seems to be about us, the main character, being a writer interacting with actual serial killers for inspiration for our next novel, and also potentially falling in love because there's dating sim right in the tags. Like, this is sort of reverse Hannibal or something. The thing is, okay, note where it says Expanded Edition. Basically, the devs released the original Killer Chat game for free, and are now going to be charging for the expanded edition, which is fair enough. One thing does get me side-eyeing the whole thing. There's already DLC planned for release day, or at least the extended version's release day. The thing is, while the expanded edition isn't out yet, there is still the original edition. And I have questions, like, is that DLC content already included in the expanded edition? As in, is its inclusion why this edition is expanded? Or do we have to buy that content even if we also buy the expanded edition? Nothing I've read seems to make that particularly clear, and even the concept of Day 1 DLC is a little bit off-putting to me, just in general, given the whole thing about Mass Effect 3's From Ashes DLC. But it could just be that I don't have the spoons to sift through all the salesmanship hype talk to see exactly what's up with that. I mean, it could just be that the DLC is only for the original and the expanded edition is everything in one clump. But then again, there's 2 other DLCs. They have a whole ass roadmap of DLCs. So that's going to be interesting. But plot-wise, this feels like a game that's made for someone like me who, in slow moments, considers their search history and wonders what the various corporate and governmental entities watching me think I am. Hell, they could have my bookshelf for that kind of being afraid, too. I do own a copy of Deadly Doses, A Writer's Guide to Poisons. I guess this means that this could very much be my vibe, even with the potential for Day 1 DLC and the whole roadmap thing, and I don't even know, but I guess the only way to find out is to try this here demo and see if it might be worth the potential already shelling out for more DLC. Of course, I don't even know what this one's going to cost yet, so... But you have to think about these things. It's a budget. Anyway, sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. As soon as we get off the settings. Automatic login failed. Verify identity with security questions. What is this? I didn't sign up for what? We will now retrieve your security questions. Yes, authenticate. Thank you for your patience. To help keep your account safe, we require further confirmation of your identity via our new cosmetic cross-reference system. The hell is this? To confirm that you are not a robot and continue to the next phase, please press the right button. The right button or the right button? Wait, I inputted the wrong name. Fuck it. Okay. No tattoos, thank you. They're very specific about their freckles. Okay. Yeah, most of that will do. That's a little more like it. Little bitty freckles. No, no eyeshadow. I haven't worn earrings in years. Base hair. This is some. This be some specific ass bullshit. Clothing. And I think that's everything. Being an aspiring crime writer hasn't been working out for you. You've been trying to write your serial killer protagonist, but every time you put your fingers to the keyboard, nothing's been working. It feels too shallow, it feels wrong, you're not sure why. Something's just off with the characterization. You can't put your finger on it. So, more research it is. What should it be? How to murder someone and dispose of the body. Any way to get rid of luminol showing blood stains during police investigation. Oddest way serial killers were caught. How not to get caught if you killed a person. Asking for a friend. Hey, can anyone with experience killing a person with a crowbar DM me? It's really important. Thank you. Why can't I don't want to send any of this. I know better than this. Everything should get better if you're accurate to the facts. That's what's wrong with your serial killer protagonist. A surgical fix with facts and you're good. No, you're stupid. Then your novel will become the best it can be, and you can get rich and famous and that whole shebang. Sweet side perk of the job. Unlike crime reporting, where the only real side perk was weirdos and death threats. Wait, we used to be a crime reporter? And we moved to this? But mostly you just want to write a good story. This will let you make it. Don't be so obvious, SMH. You're going to get caught. Here you go. There's your key whenever you're ready. The fuck? Warning, the contents of file.exe could not be verified. Continue at your own risk. Okay, lol. Wait, hang on. History. But, wait. I remember where my key was, but it should... That's irritating. That doesn't help. Shit. Oop. Fuck it. Critical error. The butcher will find you. No, this is just not that hard, darling. Wait, what the... But... Oh. Yeah, alright, loser all the in. Okay. Gore boy. Welcome, the newly christened Thess. Welcome to hell. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Hi. Nice to meet you. They're charming folks for... Hi there. Glad to have another one with us. They're surprisingly chill. Make sure to take a peek at rules. Be a serial killer. Rules first rule Fight Club. Whatever, I don't really give a shit. Oh, and be nice. Don't be racist or transphobic or weird or else Angel will snipe you. It's not a threat. It's a promise. It's a serial killer chat room. This has to be satire, right? Right? Oh god. Maybe this is just an intense role-playing server. That must be it. These people are weirdos, not serial killers. Weird enough to make a dark web chat room just to roleplay? There's no way. This is definitely edgy roleplay. There's no way. Okay, are you in a weird serial killer roleplay server on the dark web, or are you chatting to flesh and blood serial killers on the dark web? There's a very important difference when your life's at stake. You can't just ask. You'll expose yourself as obviously not a serial killer, but you can't not ask either. Could some of the serial killers on the current news cycle be on the server? Because that gives you a reason to ask, but who? I've heard of you before. You're... famous? The Heartsick Angel. Oh, don't be shy. You're the Heartsick Angel. Yes, if the name doesn't give it away. The press did you good with that sweet, sweet moniker. I'm forever grateful to my connections. Okay, wow, that's horrifying. Still, maybe it's just extremely intense roleplay? Any murders going public soon? Can you tell me more about the process? Well, it depends on who you're asking. Eviscerator and Felicite have a proclivity for arson. That we do! These people are just, hi, I'm talking to serial killers, apparently. I love trying different things. Don't be shy. Tell us what you did. Well, this time I may or may not have used a chainsaw. Oh my god! Look, the clients wanted something not so inconspicuous because they wanted to make a statement, so I went with the obvious, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre horror movie style. Oh shit, they're announcing it now. Prepare the party poppers. Hit Me Up's new murder just dropped. Holy shit. Wow, happy for you. Congrats. Thank you. I'm very glad to have gotten this job. I don't need to worry about rent for the rest of this month. Well, I mean, yeah, rent does cost an arm and a leg. I just didn't think it was literally. Okay, unfortunately for you, this isn't an unhinged roleplay server. It's true. You're in a den of serial killers. Fuck. What do you do? I could stay for my novel's sake, or I am getting out of here and calling the cops. The extremely bright side is you're in no shortage of creativity. The extremely dark side is you might get murdered if you're found out. That's quite bad for your creativity and mortal body. But you gotta take some risks to succeed. You do want to write the best story, don't you? I'll give my life for it. Fame isn't worth this. I want to see where this goes. This is honestly the best way to develop my serial killer protagonist and unavailable. They're kind of cringeworthy. What's the worst that can happen? Come on, you know I am a complete gremlin. I want to see where this goes. It isn't every day you get to interact with serial killers, and like this, up close and personal, that's invaluable. Besides, you're a writer. How could you let this go without excavating an ending? Cool. They might also kill you if they find out the truth. Isn't this inspiring? Sure, inspiring. So inspiring. Actually, my inspiration's dying thanks to this new active threat on my life. Sure, inspiring. So long as you can finish your book without dying. That's inspiration, alright. Yeah, getting here's been a little disorienting. In more ways than one. Oh, sorry to hear about that. Thess. I see you've yet to introduce yourself. Why don't you go say hello in introductions? And grab some rolls at rolls. Should help. Select an introduction in introduction channel. Pondering. Pick up some roles from the roles channel, particularly your pronouns and the type of killer you are. I'm not entirely sure what any of these mean. Ah, I see. Sharp objects, guns and magazines, crowbar, ribbit, poison bitch. Arson's my style. I'm so wacky, no weapon. Star sign, we're doing a serial killer tally. What kind of killer are you? Don't be shy. Fun. I have a vision, y'all. I love the thrill of the rush, power and control. I have this thing called ego. It's for the greater good. I don't know, other. Oh, it's for the greater good. Why the hell not? 666. Love another goody two-shoes psycho in the house. Ronan, don't be mean. I am not merely stating the truth. It's a compliment. Thanks. Ignore Ronan, he's always like this. We're happy to hear you. I'm so glad to be here too. Thanks. You're so sweet. Well, I figure being a serial killer is probably gotta be lonely. You never get to talk to anybody about what you do. I bet. Yeah, see, it makes me so happy to see other killers in the wild. You just don't get to interact in this line of work, raison d'etre. I don't know. I mean, there's totally a lack of community in the space. Exactly what I mean. You get it. Oh, well, you look at that. The new serial killer likes poisoning people. Hello, good to know you. Apparently poisoners are rare too. And why do you speak in, like... Why is everything in... Why is every word capitalized? Why? Poison is an underappreciated art between serial killers nowadays. I am glad you are bringing it to the fore. Poison method? Why am I getting thumbs down? Oh. Thoughts. This is so surreal. Apparently you're a psychopathic I'm doing this for the greater good that grabs a bottle of poison when you know the urge hits you. Congratulations! Oh, that's... The stupid part is I've had very similar conversations to this on IRC. If it helps, I can give you a server tour, show you around, take it slow. And hopefully lessen this orientation. That would be nice. Yay, server tour time! This is a very enthusiastic individual. And on that note, let's head to killer shit. This is where we gather to chat about our profession. Did we call it a profession if we're not making any money out of it? As you can see, some of us are more passionate than others. You're being called out. I didn't realize murder was a paying position. Not unless you're tenured. But I can assure you it is paying. It's literally how I get by, which is really unfortunate and sad and says something about the state of the economy. But anyway, the answer is yes and double yes if you're Angel. I don't earn anything but satisfaction for my murders. Hit me up here, however, is a world-class professional assassin. Please flatter me. Only thing I'm world-class in is stupidity, but I was actually talking about your channel. You have a channel? I do. I do makeup, beauty, modeling, pretty much everything in that sphere. It's partly beauty, partly get to know me. Ooh, what's your channel name? I prefer not to say. That's fair. But you're welcome to try and find it. Don't take it personal. None of us know what Angel's channel is. She doesn't want us serial killers littering her comments. I just wanted the makeup tips. Oh, you know it's not that. When your friend's bad PR. Oop. Nope. Go back. We mean little to her. Oh my god, no, please. I can vouch for Angel's channel. Aw. It inspires me when I want to get a makeover. Oh, fuck you, Ronan. This really is like the IRC channels I used to hang out in like 25 years ago. I can't believe you play favorites, Angel. And why does he get to know, but not us? This is so unreal and so unfair. Okay, let's not kill Fest with your rambles. Safe to say, though, we're all excited to see your contributions to this channel. Yeah. Totally, I'll be posting my murders in no time. Hell yeah, can't wait. Oh boy. Onwards to media. Media, huh? Vince, Eviscerator 1990, posts his sunshine pictures here. Sunshine pictures? I do. Nice to meet you, Thess. Otherwise, we use this channel to talk about shows, books, etc. Interesting. I'll be on the lookout. To be fair, I am kind of interested in what serial killers like to watch. I mean, apparently somebody is a fan of The Usual Suspects, because you've got Gore Boy here talking about the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And last but not least, Vent. It's all in the name, but if you got woes, lay it out here. Can't promise we'll be able to kill them for you, but we'll do our best to listen. Private channels. What are you? Oh, no, you tell me. I do not know what you're trying to say. I want your name, your serial killer name if you must. It's my top priority. I need to know. What are you, the serial killer police? I suppose you could call me that. Excusez-moi? I don't like most of those on the server. They're hedonistic, wanton, deranged. I want to know where you sit on the scales. How right or wrong you are, as it were. And you're not hedonistic or wanton or deranged? I am different. I am a vigilante. Dude, I only kill those that deserve it. By whose rationale? You'll come to understand it. You're talking to me like I'm a dog. I mean, K9, so, yeah, perhaps I am. But at least a dog does what it's told. I was thinking more like you want to put me down, but... I do want to put you down if necessary. I should hope you're not so deranged that it comes to that. But should it be, then it shall happen. What the fuck is this? It seems we're at a stalemate. Yeah, get fucked! But I do have your username. And with a little digging, I'm certain I can find so much more about you. Uh-oh. Wait, how many places have you registered online with this? Maybe it is a good idea to give him a serial killer name to throw him off your track. You know, the I'm actually a writer track. The please don't kill me track. What's your serial killer name? Questionable choice made. Getting into character. Hmm. I'm not really good at serial killer names. But if I'm going through plants and poisons... You know what, fuck it. Thank you for telling me. Interesting. There's nothing on you. Meaning you're rather discreet, or you're lying to me. Well, my whole modus operandi, fictionally, is that I'm poisoning baked goods, so I would be discreet. You're curious, thus I'll be keeping an eye out for you. Wow, not only are you in a serial killer chat room, you're also being hunted by a pseudo-vigilante who's convinced you're evil. Wonderful! Okay, breathe in, breathe out. You're fine. Ultimately, you're still safe behind your computer screen. The serial killers are pixels on a weird little app sitting on your desktop. You can probably leave the server any time. Your fate isn't intertwined with these serial killers halfway into forever. That's bullshit, by the way. You need to go. You need to write your book. Right. That's why you're here, isn't it? If you want to survive in the slaughterhouse, you need to keep track of your serial killer story. Keep your cover straight. Only then will you be able to blend in with the wolves. And keep them from tearing you throat to skin. You should take a break. Yeah, that's a good idea. Click X in the top right corner to exit on the desktop, and click on the Profiling in Scriptura Max. What? Profiling. Okay, at least you can keep track of your serial killer persona on the server this way. Hopefully it'll stop you from dying. At least it's not a horror story, right? I've apparently nudged into flirtatious. Told them about cookery and gardening, plants and mushrooms mostly. We had a real name on one of them. To survive being in a server with serial killers, you're going to have to play it smart. You have to remember who everyone is and what you've told them, especially what you've told them about your serial killer life. Because if they find out you're not a serial killer, you don't want to know what happens. So you're doing this the way you know best. You're going to treat yourself as a character in a story, and the serials too. And you'll track everything about you and them that's relevant to your survival. For yourself, you have an overview of your persona and other details, your alibi, what you've told the killers. For them, you have an overview of all the server members, a tracker of your relationships with them. Relationships. So it's mostly acquaintances so far. Okay, that's interesting. So what's Scriptorium? Scriptorium, your trusty writing software. It'll do you good. Writing will help you take your mind off whatever's going on in the serial killer server you happen to be in. I'm just going to remove that. Better free rights. So you can actually literally write a freaking book. I'm writing something cute, edgy. The ultimate distraction-free writing tool. You can copy to clipboard or export as text. And yeah, it does. I'm just trying not to mention anything about that particular individual and their work, because he's an asshole. So I'm trying to push that way back on my back. I mean, I get it, and I mean, I admit I do like the actual show, at least partially because they kind of yanked him off it for the second season, which is also unfortunately why they had to sort of make the whole thing a lot briefer than it should have been. But, you know, to be fair, he gave me the ick before the allegations came out. His view on trigger warnings was a problem. So let's just say that when the news came out, I was not surprised. I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to be writing, so I guess you shut that down. Dev files achievements. Well, look who found my catalog of questionable choices. Nothing personal, mind you, it's just a little game I like to play. Keeping tabs on interesting people, present company included, the things they will do or won't do. Usually I get a sense of when someone's done something I expect. Almost always I'm correct, and just as a favor, I'll let you watch. That's frickin' Ronin, okay. Nullnet. Wallpapers, virtual closet. You get to actually change what your, Oh, I see. This is... Sister Mary, if you are receiving this, you are a serial killer. That's interesting. And that's them. I could go through another load of chat or figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do with the writing bits and pieces. I mean, I suppose what you're supposed to do is come up with a whole bunch of information about the kinds of kills you've made or what you're planning on, and then sharing it with the folks in the chat, because otherwise they're going to think you're the laziest serial killer on the face of the planet, which you don't want, because that gets them wondering a little bit about whether you are, in fact, actually a serial killer. Of course, my whole persona is being discreet and, usually fobbing it off on somebody else, Accidents with the wrong kinds of berries or nuts or things. You would be surprised at how many ways there are to poison people with things that look very and taste very much like edible things. Safe edible things, non-toxic edible things. Did I mentioned the Deadly Doses of Writer's Guide to Poisons, didn't I? Because I have that. And the ex, who was not my ex when he gave it to me. When he did give it to me, though, he was apparently a little bit terrified of the fact that I hugged the book and started giggling. I really was only doing the giggling for the, the writerly purposes. I'm not going to do any of that. I just like to know that it's possible to do all of that. Also, it saves an awful lot of the kinds of searches that this in this game, would get tapped by either serial killers or whatever entity is spying on us this week. Entities, plural. I figure everyone's spying on us these days. But yeah, if I'm going to get a remote amount of sleep tonight, I need less adrenaline in my life. There is a surprising amount of adrenaline in just interacting with serial killers. Because on one hand, they are the exact sorts of weirdos, for the most part, that I used to hang out with on IRC when I was in my 20s. It's just that whole bit about you have to remember while you're getting into the usual ridiculousness that no, you're also having to pretend to be a serial killer. There is a surprising amount of adrenaline involved in that. I would not have expected that. I think I'm going to like this one. It's got the same draws you in factor of Scarlet Hollow, but it's a lot more... I mean, it's obviously not Southern Gothic, for one thing, and for another, it's just more frenetic. In that people I know talk like this kind of way. And, the people I know are... I don't think they'd kill anybody. Except, self-defense, defense of others. And, then there's Smeagol, who would potentially rampage, and any deaths would be an accident. Or that wouldn't be the main intention anyway, but I figure there's going to be some casualties if you turn up at any sort of building with a flamethrower. But then again, given why he decides to do that kind of thing, that might still count as self-defense or in defense of others. Point being that, yes, I think I'm going to like this one. Though, again, I have some questions about its sales model, and I mostly have to keep an eye on it. On the basis of I don't know what your sales model is, and frankly, I'm a little bit scared to find out. Because if the indies are going the way of day one DLC and content roadmaps, I'm not going to be very impressed, I tell you that much. We don't talk about Luigi that way. Luigi is innocent until proven guilty. And he was very obviously set up. I'm just saying, can we stop talking about pulling a Luigi like he actually did it? Point is that, yeah, I'm going to have fun with this one. When it comes out, I'm going to have fun with this one. I could get the original edition and have fun with that, but I don't really want to, if for no other reason than I'm in the middle of a Horizon Zero Dawn playthrough. It's my way to wake myself up in the mornings these days. This morning was Rock Breaker. I hate that fucking quest just on the basis that, hey, it's kind of hard to be stealthy when there's no grass, and it's coming from beneath you. From beneath you, it devours. Anyway, so this one, the extended edition, it'll give me time to finish my Horizon playthroughs because it has a release date of sometime in 2026. The original version, however, is free to play right now, just without the DLC, which at the very least will work with the original version. I don't know if it's for the extended version as well. So you've got both the demo of the extended edition and the free original edition to play if you want to get a feel for the game yourself. Remember, my opinion isn't the be-all and end-all. Sometimes the feel of playing a game can make or break your enjoyment, so try before you buy wherever possible, especially on a game that gives a variety of choices in dialogue and that kind of thing. For those who like a text-based and digression-free review, that'll be up on my Ko-fi page shortly. Never a paywall, I do it for the love of the games, but, toss some folks in my general direction if you like what I do. I like the company. The review will have the embedded VOD, which will also be available on YouTube to join my gallery of epic, ridiculous, and more than occasionally profane flail, in case you joined late or just fancy coming back to it later. I can't make any promises about whether or not I'm going to be up for any kind of demo dive on Friday. Because, like I said, 3 hours of overtime today. And I barely made a dent. I'll have to look into that, thanks. I'm always perfectly happy to have people chuck potential games at me. Just on the basis of... in one of them, Nighthawks, I think it was a friend of mine from my LARPing days. And, yeah, that one tracked. Anyway, like I say, I'm not sure if I'm going to be up for anything on Friday. But if I am, it will be back to the visual novels with one called Blooming Suspicion. Magic, mystery, romance visual novel set in Seoul. Hey, it's got plants, so I'm pretty well sold. Even if the art style did make me check for, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't AI, but no, it wasn't AI. It wasn't photorealistic enough for that. It was just, surprisingly, I don't even know if there's a word for it. It was soft and fluffy, but not literally fluffy. It was very soft focus, I think, is the is the way of talking about it. Anyway, it should still be interesting. Magic-y, plants, potential romance. I didn't get far enough in the romance here, but I'm not exactly a flirt, you can probably imagine. Anyway, maybe I'll be better at Blooming Suspicion, when I'm not worried about them cottoning on to the fact that I'm not a serial killer. So anyway, I hope to see you there if I can make it myself. Until then, or until next, have a good one.